The two best therapies we have for neuroblastoma, one is a radiation treatment called MIBG, and the other one is a targeted therapy, a targeted immunotherapy. And so we now have a chance to bring both of those therapies together to hopefully really get at those most resistant cancer cells and completely eradicate them. That's our goal.
So early August, Nicole had pointed out something to me. She noticed that Jett had a little bit of a limp going. I blew it off initially. I kind of thought, a limp is normal. He could have bruised a heel. He could have stepped on something. I wasn't too worried about it. About after probably a week, it got significantly worse. He started having a lot of pain. It
declined really fast.
It got worse. It probably tripled. When I went to pick him up to move him, I noticed that his right leg fell out of my grasp, out of my hand, and it just kind of hung there. And he started screaming. And so I just let him sit there and scream for a second to see if he'd pick that leg up. And I realized at that point that he couldn't.
So I had to find out that our son had tumors on and in his spine. Dr. Granger looked at me like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I can't listen to this anymore." And I had to get up and walk out.
The survival that we quoted for the outcome for neuroblastoma was 20–30%, and that was just, kind of round up. Now we're very thankful that those curves are settling out right at the 50–60% mark, which is an improvement, but not there yet.
It only makes sense that they sit down and describe to you what you're choosing and what you're willingly placing upon your child. His insides will be burning and all the things that are going to accompany these treatments. I lost it.
To see this little human being that you created go through all this.
I think it's been really hard for me in general to be in a place of absolute powerlessness. He's 3. He can't even describe to us how bad he feels. I can't imagine what an adult would be like in that situation, being able to describe these feelings and describe this discomfort. And being in a position where I can't fix it or shoot the bad guy or just make it all go away. It's absolutely terrible.
It's hard to think about the future.
I see him with a future, and I see Jett going to high school and graduating from college and being a survivor. This is the most unbelievable time. Like, we haven't had a time like this since the early days of chemotherapy, and to see the changes that we're able to make and to witness those miracles firsthand is something I always hoped would happen in my career. So it really is amazing.
The cancer is not just attacking my son, though. It's attacking my family. My older daughter, my 6-year-old, she had a full-blown mental meltdown.
She cried for 30 minutes straight while her coach held her. We had to take her out of school and homeschool her.
I think that we wouldn't be where we are without others' sacrifice and others doing the same thing. And if it's already piled up, and I knew that there was a tiny bit more that he could stomach that would save another child, I'd make the hard call. It takes a lot to make that decision, but I think that it's necessary. And someone did it before me, and someone did it before her.
That will put a fire into you like nothing else, is to be in that moment. There's nothing like looking someone in the eye and saying, there's not anything else to do. So those patients that have gone before, those families that have gone before, help us to bring all those choices, all of the newest, most exciting choices for a cure for cancer.
There's just so many times where I would get so angry because I just feel so helpless. He doesn't deserve this. Why did it have to be him? Why couldn't it be me? Why? He shouldn't have to go through this. He's just starting to live. I would feel selfish and just think, I don't want to go through this. I wish I wasn't alive. I don't want to feel this because it was too much. I felt so selfish thinking that because he still has to go through this. But there's so many times I just wish I could take his spot.